I had my life mapped out, the perfect timeline, the perfect vision. Everything was supposed to fall into place. But then it didn't. Doors closed, things I prayed for didn't happen. And I started wondering, had I misunderstood God? Or was I doing something wrong? Or was he just silent? Maybe you're in that place right now, feeling stuck, confused, wondering why God is allowing something to slip through your hands. But what if the very thing you're trying to hold onto is the thing that you're asking God to release? It's so hard for something. It felt right. It felt like something God will want for me. And I worked for it. I believed for it. I kept pushing, telling myself, even if I have enough faith, God has to make it happen. But then, one by one, doors shut, the opportunities slip away, and all I can do was stand there, watch everything I prayed for fall apart. I felt abandoned. Maybe I wasn't good enough, or maybe I had failed, or maybe just God didn't care. I remember praying, God, I don't understand. You said you have a plan, but it felt like the opposite of blessing. And in the moment of silence, I realized something. I wasn't asking God what his plan was. I was asking him to bless mine. Have you ever been there, feeling like God ignoring your prayers when in reality he's just redirecting you to something better? Jeremiah 29:11 says, For I know I have plans for you, declares the Lord, for plans to prosper you, and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and the future. That verse used to frustrate me, but in the middle of my disappointment, I felt like God was prospering me. It felt like he was taking things away. But what if the delays and rejections, but redirections? Looking back, I realized, what if God has given me what I wanted? I would have settled for something much smaller than he actually had for me. God isn't in the business of withholding good things, but sometimes he removes what's uncomfortable so that he can make space for something even greater. Surrender isn't giving up. It's letting go of the illusion of. Surrender isn't giving up. It's letting go of the illusion that we had control to begin with. Luke 22:42. Not my will, but yours be done. Even Jesus prayed in the hardest moments. If he could trust the Father's in suffering, how much more can we trust him in our uncertainty? So, here's my challenge for you. What's one thing you're afraid to let go of? A plan, a relationship, an expectation? Take a moment to ask God today, what's what did you do for me? And then just be willing to listen. Sometimes the things we surrender to God don't disappear. They just got placed out of hands. Someone else. This message spoke to you. Let me know in the comments. What's something you're learning to let surrender? Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.